What was your most memorable moment of the year?
My most memorable moment of the year, I brought in a prank fart machine and hid it in the classroom and started hitting the button during classes.
Starting at the beginning of the year, I did volleyball club with over 70 participants, which was amazing. And then all of our fun field trips for science, but including the upcoming whale watching field trip. And of course, anytime I was coaching volleyball or basketball was always awesome.
My most memorable moment of the year was taking my 8th graders to Leavenworth.
So I really enjoyed the play this year. I got to help for months and months practicing.
8th grade celebration this last Friday. It was really fun to be able to participate and see the attractions, especially the dunk tank. Really nice to be able to see a lot of 8th graders and celebrate this moment of moving on to high school.
Having a student teacher, Mr. Van Nuys, and reading The Outsiders with my classes.
Probably subbing for Miss Lemke, Miss Knudsen, and being able to interact with all of her awesome students.
The maglev races that we did in my class. It was fun seeing students get excited about the vehicles they created.
Day after testing, when we were doing storytelling, and this one guy, his name is Ethan, he told the most hilarious story in a British accent about a dog and a soccer ball, and I'm not sure what was going on, but everybody was laughing. It was hilarious.
Getting to know all my students.
Our 8th grade avid field trip to the Boeing Flight Museum.
Ooh, I have 2 from yearbook. One is on our training day when we were making Play-Doh cameras. That was really fun. And then the other time was also in yearbook. They were filming commercials, and if you know Kyle, he was murderer.
When during a paper airplane throwing contest in my 2nd period class, somebody got a paper airplane stuck between the handles of my cabinet. And that was really cool to see.
Getting to be at like basketball and volleyball to help keep the score, and just watching the girls improve. That was really amazing.
Being interviewed for Staff of the Week.
The bake-off where students had to make the best cookies, and they had to have the teachers and staff judge them, and it was a good competition. There were some sad moments, but overall victory for a couple of groups in my 7th and 8th grade class.
I would have to say it would be just making all the friendships with all the teachers and all the awesome students that go here.
When my 6th grade 4th period class figured out how to get the entire class all tuned into one Minecraft game, and for one class everybody competed for that. It was a blast. It was a total blast. I think I'll remember that one.
Probably when my 4th period class called me the Rizzler, so, because I'm married. Chicka wow wow.
One was getting to listen to the jazz band play for the Mother's Day event, and then earlier in the year I got to go mushroom hunting a couple of times with some of the other teachers and staff. It was super fun.
When I had a kidney stone attack and had to leave school early and go to the hospital. And then I had to have surgery.
Thank you for asking. It was very hard to pick, but I'd have to say getting to see all of you in the library. You guys, we had 376 class visits in the library this year. That's so cool. And look how many books you guys have checked out. 6,992 so far this year. So good. Good job, you guys.
Probably the most memorable, most fun moment we had was when we took all the 7th graders to Junior Achievement, to the Junior Achievement Village, and how awesome they were and how many compliments they got from the staff down there and how proud they made Olympic.
Students come into the office respectfully and maturely and politely. Those are very memorable moments for me.
My most memorable moment is when the SLC students and the leadership students were having fun fighting together, and leadership was leading lots of different games and helping out a lot, so I really enjoyed that.
I think it would have to be my 6th period, starting to call me Queen Milliken for most of this year.
Either when my students decorated my room in hundreds of snowflakes, or when they made scary stories for Halloween.
My most memorable moment was going on the 8th grade field trip to the farm where we got to see the salmon. It was freezing cold, which was terrible, but we got to see really cool fish, and we got to see how they were breeding in the stream. Tragically, I found out that after salmon spawn, they die, and so all of the fish were dead.
I was heading off to London for my London Marathon. I was in 5th period class, and the whole class just clapped for me and cheered, and that was just a great moment for me. Just that the students would get behind me, be excited about what I'd been training for, and then even when I came back, there was a lot of cheering and excitement for that as well.
My most memorable moment of the year was all the awesome 8th graders that I get to work with every day in leadership, and my intro leadership class is working really hard and doing an awesome job, and then also all of my morning ML classes being such a joy to start my day with.
When Miss Knudsen in her class tricked me into coming to her classroom when they dedicated the yearbook to me, and then they made me cry in front of the whole school.
My most memorable moment was coaching the JV baseball team here at Olympic. How much fun the kids were having and how much fun it was to coach them. It was a great experience.
I've had a lot of memorable moments. A lot of them just been like watching the students get to participate in sports or clubs, but I think the last game of the girls soccer team, we ended up winning, so that was a really fun, memorable moment.
I would say my most memorable moment this year was either doing the murder mystery with my Avid class in the cafeteria or going to Green River College with my students from Avid as well too. Both moments were pretty memorable for me.
Feeding Quinn pickles in my office. Probably dressing up in a tuxedo with Mr. Way. Also, watching our new sports complex develop over the year. It's been very exciting.
This is Miss Barber, Brutus, and Hank. What is your most memorable moment of this year, Miss Barber?
I think my most memorable moment of this year was the beginning of school when students were setting up their writing journals. It was particularly chaotic for a couple of weeks while we were getting things set up, but it was definitely fun to cut things up and glue them in and take a whole bunch of notes and learn together.
Bringing home this amazing CO2 car trophy for beating Cascade and coming in first, third, fourth, and fifth out of the top 5.
Watching some of my students who were not confident succeed and be proud of themselves.
My highlight of the year is, for the first time in like 23 years, I don't have the name Mrs. Hoganson. I'm Mrs. Taylor now. That's been my highlight.
That's so many things. One, kids, and the staff is amazing. They remembered my birthday. They put me on the billboard. That was wrong. Basically, I come here for you kids because I love you kids, and I want you to be successful.
Making so many new teacher friends since I'm brand new to Olympic.
Getting to take students to festivals and performances and seeing them play amazingly.
Getting to work with all of the kids.
I think the most memorable part was, one, getting to know all the 6th graders and then also doing the egg drop with the 7th graders. So that was super fun to see all of their creative designs and see how many of them survived, which is exciting.
Well, at the end of the year, it's always launching paper rockets with my science classes. Most memorable part of the year, though, I'd say lighting myself on fire.
I'd probably say, the first time walking to the hallway and getting to meet a bunch of the kids and just kind of bonding with them and building relationships and just working with them throughout the year. So I probably say it's not one specific moment, it's many moments of just seeing kids grow, seeing kids mature, and seeing kids do things that are best for them and their best interests. So that'd probably be mine.
The multicultural fair. It was really nice meeting families of the students here at Olympic.
So I really like going to the school dance every year. So I think it's fun. Just go hang out with friends, listen to music, and it's fun for all grade levels.
It's going to see salmon. This year we got to see a ton of them. So we get to see the salmon.
Probably the first time a passing period happened with their own target.
The most memorable thing for me about this school year is watching students being hesitant to come and talk to the new administrators and new staff, to being really excited in seeing us in the morning and in the afternoon and sharing all the small successes as well as the big ones.
To me, this school year's memory for me would be the 8th grade celebration that we just had on Friday. It was an amazing event.
smiles and how the kids enjoyed themselves. And we had to sit there with them and see the kids off because this was her class that she started when she started out in the
This was the first year we had 2 jazz bands, and the cast and the doors were amazing. The cast got invited to Pacific Lutheran University to play at their high school jazz festival, and after their performance, all the high schools in the auditorium gave us a standing ovation. I think that was pretty cool.
Just getting to know the new students, the new 6th graders, and building the relationships that I want to build with every student.
There are a lot of memorable moments. I think just getting to know all of my students, I think that made the year really memorable, and especially because it's my first year teaching here.
I guess watching everybody grow and progress over the years, that's pretty much it. It was fun to see.
The unity amongst all of the staff.
One thing I really enjoyed was when we had open house back in September. It's really cool getting to meet all the students and also to have all their families, especially when they can bring their brothers and sisters to school. It's a lot of fun to get to meet them. That and multicultural thing. Food, always a good choice.
I would have to say coaching volleyball was so fun this year. It was my first official time coaching for a full season, and I loved every moment of it, and I'm so excited to be back next year for coaching.
You know, it was a crazy time when I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I'll get in trouble if I tell you. But it was really memorable. It was awesome. If I tell you, it'll blow your minds, and you'll want to come back to school next year. So I can't tell you.
I would say the most memorable is meeting all the students, getting to know the staff, and building relationships.
A space project where my students designed their own alien colony map. That was fun.
Probably seen the progression of the baseball fields and the football fields throughout the entire school year.
I gotta say when Miss Schultz got a walkie-talkie for the day, it's pretty funny.
Alpha Niner Niner, we had worked on Alpha Niner Niner.
Probably being nominated for Teacher of the Year from our school. Forward for that. And of course, lunchtime.
Discovering how many of my students have no Riz. Seriously, Skibbity, Ohio Riz.
Yeah?
Yeah, no cap.
My favorite moments were all the field trips that we took with the students, especially the whale watching field trip.
Learning a lot about the library and the students.
I would say winning the Teacher of the Week a couple weeks ago. That was awesome.
My favorite moment would be when I got to come back to school after being gone for about 4 months. I was gone from September to December, and I got to come back in January, and I was super happy to come back.
I feel like everything has been pretty memorable. My 3rd period, we have such a great time, and with all my classes, really, we have such a great time. So I think just really the students and them warming my heart, it's been pretty amazing. So the students.
My most memorable moment, I can't say is one individual thing. It is actually something that happens pretty much every day, including right now when you came into my office. When students are able to come up to me and they are able to express how much they've grown academically or behaviorally, those are those moments to me. Each one of those is one of my greatest things to remember from this year. So it's something that keeps continuing, and those are the things that I kind of value and cherish for myself. So those are my biggest moments of the year.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.